Hi, everyone. Back in April 2024, I visited San Francisco and I left my heart in San Francisco. So, in this show, we're going to see where I possibly left it. I think it may have been on this cable car going up California Street at the end of my first day visiting. Or maybe it was the morning I first arrived in downtown San Francisco looking at the Ferry Building at approximately 10:04 in the morning. San Francisco is so beautiful. Don't believe everything they say online, particularly YouTube, about modern San Francisco the way it is these days. If you're going to go visit a major city, you need to expect what you might see in a major city. At no time did I run into any major problems, and I encourage you to visit San Francisco. Don't let the people that have a dark narrative of the world limit your world. It's a beautiful world out there, and I picked a beautiful morning to arrive. And there's a lot of history, and it's a very cosmopolitan city. And it was the first time I'd visited San Francisco since 2004. Almost 20 years since I had visited. And it really, for me, of course, as a person who really likes to film, to get out and film, it really was a great place to do it. So I, of course, went to a lot of the places that someone visiting San Francisco would see, and you'll see that here. And as I did in 2004, I went out behind the Ferry Building and I took a look at the Bay Bridge, and I looked at this modern, beautiful, dynamic skyline. And you'll see a lot of views of the city from all different angles and perspectives today. And so one thing that was great about my visit to San Francisco was that I do have a slight bit of a family history. My father was stationed out at Treasure Island for the United States Navy in the 1960s as an electronics specialist or engineer. And so when I look at this bridge, I'm reminded, because it goes out to Treasure Island, and I'm reminded of that. And he also was in, he would visit the Haight-Ashbury neighborhood in the 1960s when it was really hopping with hippies. He had a motorcycle, and he would ride it across the Bay Bridge. And so, in a lot of ways, my visit is very reflective upon my father's past. And San Francisco was also one of those great jewels that tempted me to move to California 5 years ago. And so I later on caught a bus and found myself at the Palace of Fine Arts. And now there is something that's incredibly beautiful. And I had the opportunity to really take a lot of good pictures. Our show today is composed primarily of, it's entirely video, and is composed primarily of the top sites that I saw. This show that you're seeing right now is the ending of a series of numerous shows that I have uploaded in the summer of 2024 from my April visit. It was a beautiful spring day, but one thing I found as I was filming was I was constantly taking my jacket off and putting it back on. I must have done it every 15 minutes. And after a very, very, very long walk from the Palace of Fine Arts, but a very beautiful walk along a beach filled with people, I emerged out onto this beautiful vista, this beautiful overlook, and I proceeded to film Our Golden Gate. And Our Golden Gate is one of the most popular shows on this channel in years. And man, that is a beautiful bridge. And you know what? I had to get on it. Now, I was tired by this point, incredibly exhausted, because I had been going at it since just after 10 a.m. that day, and had, from the Palace of Fine Arts, had walked all the way up. And I do mean all the way up to the Golden Gate Bridge. So I found myself on the Golden Gate Bridge, and I filmed the pedestrians and the traffic, and incredibly loud. And you'll, if you go back and check out our Golden Gate, you're going to get a lot of sound and a lot of pictures and video of this beautiful, beautiful bridge built in the 1930s, and it still serves today. And that's something really, really nice to behold. And just a reminder of something. And the great thing about the Golden Gate is something that I will be back again, and I will go out onto it further and film some more one day. So by the end of the first day, I was tired, but I was not tired enough to not hop aboard the California cable car line. And so what we're seeing now is going back down the towards the Ferry Building. And this is interesting because right along here, someone got in the way of the cable car, and the conductor had to shut them off. Which kind of an interesting thing. But you know, a lot of fun, a lot of enjoyment, an opportunity for me at the end of the day, just to kind of relax. You know, as with any major city, lots of people, a very dynamic place, and I really, in my, I would say, 3-day visit, I could have been there for another week easily and still not seen everything I wanted to see. I did a lot of walking, but this was a good chance for me to really see the city. On the second day of my visit, I had an opportunity to visit Alamo Square and to look out at these beautiful homes. They're nicknamed the Painted Ladies for the painting style of multiple colors. And from this point, I was able to see so much of San Francisco. And so I was able to see the Transamerica Pyramid, I was able to see Salesforce Tower, and I was able to see the dome of City Hall in the distance. An incredibly relaxing time, an ability for me to really see a perspective of the city from a distance and from height. And so one of the highlights of my visit was Alamo Square. And the beautiful trees. And San Francisco has tons of parkland. And so as I pan around, you can see so many people just relaxing on the green. I really enjoyed filming the grand Beaux-Arts architecture of San Francisco City Hall. I consider it to be one of the grandest public buildings I've ever been in, and certainly the best public building in all of California. There were even weddings going on amidst my visit. It's very rare that you go into a public building and experience love in the air, but at San Francisco City Hall you do. And it's just a reminder, really, of a time in which so much was put into the creation of places so grand and amazing and thrilling. And I cared about this visit so much that I put together a show here on this channel called Inside San Francisco City Hall, where I look at the intricate architecture and sculptures and memorials, tributes to various civil servants of the past, including Harvey Milk, who happened to be assassinated along with Mayor George Moscone. A lot of great opportunities I had to visit San Francisco and to see all these great places. And so as we begin to pan back for our last view of City Hall, I do want to then go ahead and we'll go back out onto the bay, and we'll go back out to Golden Gate and see what I consider the most iconic view of San Francisco in the national imagination. Golden Gate Bridge, all those beautiful sailboats. As we pan back, we see Alcatraz Island, and then we see the Oakland-Bay Bridge in the distance. I'd like to thank you for watching our show today, and I'd like to encourage you to check out our shows about San Francisco. And I also have an extensive collection of shows about Los Angeles and San Diego. I live in El Cajon, not far from San Diego. And while I don't expect to have a lot of programs and shows on this channel going forward, it's going to be mostly when I travel, and I don't travel as often as I might otherwise like. I do see often people watching various shows I've done in the past. And I do want to let you know that I do have another channel that will be picking up with some shows. It's called Memories for the People. And so I'll be doing a lot more programs on that channel. I also have a channel called HistorySanDiego, which is HistorySanDiego is now in its 4th season as we look at the 1850s in San Diego. And so I have a history series that's focused on San Diego. So that's a lot of what I do here on YouTube. I guess in a lot of ways you can say that my YouTube shows, they're not some gimmick. I'm not cranking out of some factory trying to make money like a lot of people are, whether you would view that as good or bad, whether their hearts are pure or not. You're not going to hear some pounding political narrative. Now, you may have long ago on this channel, but those days are long gone. What you're seeing is essentially my essence in video form, and with what I could do and get away with. And so I encourage you, until the next show comes along on Exploring with George, I encourage you to please check out our other shows. And the links to the various different channels I just mentioned are in the channel, on the channel page, and in the description section of this broadcast. For you having taken the time today to watch this and listen to what I have to say, it means a lot to me. Please reach out to me in the comments or through other means. So I want to thank you for watching. I encourage you to take it easy, and I will see you again. I will see you later. Take it easy. Later.